I loves me some 1 degree of Chunky B.
Now, I just have to make a comment about Chunky B. Have you ever seen him looking so good?
The panel then includes actress Lady Kazan, comedian Chunky B, and Playboy TV host Julie Strain. Chunky?
What was the question?
Ladies and gentlemen, Chunky B, in the Garage of Love. You're listening and watching to 1 degree of Chunky B. I'm coming in smooth, I'm coming in soft, because I'm enjoying my Venice Duck brew. Wiz, you with me?
Got some Venice Duck right here. It's a beautiful beer.
Folks,
Thanks, Venice Duck.
get online right now. Get on Twitter, get on your Facebook, sit on my Facebook. I don't care what you got to do, because you do not want to miss this podcast. I normally go around the table and say hello to Wiz. Wiz, real quick.
Hello.
That's enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the funny man from Canada, the UK, now taking over coast to coast in the United States of America. This mother is funny as shit. Look him up, JJ Whitehead.
Howdy. Yeah. Howdy. Hello.
JJ.
It is good beer, man. This is tasty shit.
And check it out. We're going to give you a departing gift right here.
What is it, a belt buckle?
No. This is a little coaster that you're not using. So you put a little stain on the table.
Departing, or is JJ dying?
Yeah, it's already time for me to go.
Well, we're going to talk about that second half of the podcast. There's this cat out of San Jose who's a great friend of 1 degree of Chunky B.
And also a cokehead, considering that his
Individual mirrors.
His beer coasters are all little mini mirrors.
It's funny you say that. You haven't even seen. He gave us a big tray mirror, total
Did he?
giant cocaine.
Who is this
Loves
guy?
cocaine.
And when's he popping by?
Yeah, exactly. I want to let you know he's going to make a coaster for you. And Don DeBear, seriously, dude, big thank yous. The guy made us a clock. He made us a tray table. He made us knick-knack paddywhacks. Don't stop. You're an amazing man. His name is Don DeBear. What a last name?
Big shout out to Don DeBear.
DeBear. Getting back to you, Mr. Whitehead.
Howdy. Yeah.
I've seen you multiple times on stage, and I swear to God, you make me question my own sexuality. You're up there, you're smooth.
Well, that's not. Is
that a goal? Is that a goal?
No.
Is that a goal? Tell me, just get right up. My wife. You just met my wife, motherfucker.
If you could piss yourself laughing, that'd be better than questioning your sexuality. There's got to be something wrong with your comedy styles. If you're like, yeah, nobody laughed. There's a lot of people who left and signed up for sex changes after.
Right on. Listen, dude. Okay, like I said, the only thing you and I've hung out before. Briefly, after
we did your little gig.
I know it. And that's when I was
Sweet
like,
gig.
this guy's the real deal. Even my wife and all her girlfriends and everybody was like, da-da-da-da, and they jumped on your Twitter, and they're like, oh, God, JJ. That's why I thought there was going to be a scene outside the Garage of Love when the word got out that JJ...
Oh, yeah, they know. The neighborhood knows I'm here.
Yeah, and
sure.
that
They're all
one
lined
bitch
up.
showed up. That one bit. Oh, that's my dog.
Heyo.
Lucy showed up. One, big thank yous for making your time to move your mobile house. Now, tell us what's in your car.
Oh, yeah. All my shit's in my car, man. Yeah, everything. Well, I've only been here for 2.5 months, so everything I own is in the back of my car. I'm doing the LA thing. 15 years a comedian, but I'm probably doing what I should have done maybe 10, 12 years ago.
I checked out your resume. You made enough.
I've
You
done
made
some
enough.
shit. I've done some shit.
Yeah, but when did you leave? When did you leave Canada?
98. I left in 1998.
What's that cool island you were living on?
Nova Scotia, the peninsula. Yeah, you go up to Maine and you turn right. That's where I'm from.
And is folks family?
All my family still lives there. Brothers, sisters, they all live within a couple miles of each other.
Yeah.
Military family. And but Nova Scotia is a bit boring, and there's no comedy or anything. And
Is there fishing and
so
lacrosse
fishing
and
and
hockey?
forestry. And you got it. Sidney Crosby, biggest hockey player in the world. He's from Cole Harbour.
Oh, right on.
And
right
that's
on.
where we're from. So, yeah, that's the Nova Scotia deal. But it gets kind of there's not a comedy club there or anything. So I fucked off in '98.
98. How old were you?
In 98, I was probably 20, I guess.
How old are you now?
36?
You're 36 years old?
Yeah.
You must fucking moisturize. Look how good this motherfucker looks.
Looks good.
What do
Looks
you
good.
put like a lot of sunscreen on and shit, work out?
You know what? Maybe it's England. Maybe it's being in the pale, pasty weather of England for 15 years.
Keeps you young.
So yeah. So let's see how I cope with this, with the sunshine here. I think I've already been sunburnt twice in the last 2 months. So
Dude, you got to coat that shit on.
So
and I'm talking about sunscreen.
yeah. So I'll probably look 40 by the end of the summer.
Yeah, you'll get a fucking nose job and a nip and a tuck and
Yeah, none of that shit.
yeah. You ever been on TV?
So yeah, I've done lots of TV in the rest of the world. I've never been on TV in America.
Yeah.
So that's the one big thing. That's what I'm here for.
Well, why don't you
Why don't you just go into the TV station
Yeah.
and tell them, hey, it's time for you to put me on TV.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I could
It's
have
like when you make a song, you just put it in at number one. Why don't you put it in the charts?
Yeah,
At number one.
Why don't you get some radio play?
Yeah, just do it.
How'd you find an agent?
I don't have an agent right now. I have a manager. I have an agent in Britain
Okay.
and in Australia, but I don't have an agent here.
Yeah.
I have a manager. I found him last year when I was here. So yeah, I mean, it's all the start of that kind of stuff, you know?
Right. And the reason why I think it's just a fascinating world, because I do dabble in it, and I'm not all that funny, but when you run into a funny cat and you're just like, why? What I love about your comedy is it makes you laugh, and then it says, why in the fuck couldn't I think of that? You know, you do a bit about smacking a kid in a fucking grocery store.
Yeah, disciplined Dan.
That's a funny thing. And then that's a perfect segue into, hello, people. Check this out.
Oh, my CD.
Your CD. You didn't
Right
think
on.
I was going to be fucking... And the reason why there's no CD in it, it's still in my vehicle. It's my go-to CD. It's the only thing I've been listening
Nice.
to. Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
When
man.
there's a commercial on
I
sports
like that.
radio.
Hold that up. That looks like.
Yeah.
You're the second person who's been kind with my CD today. There's a porn star. There's a porn star who wrote me today.
Nice.
Called Miss Melrose. Everybody look up Miss Melrose. She's a new porn star. She's like a year and a half into the business. But she dropped me a line today to say
She's still just in a lesbian porn, or has she moved on?
Oh, you know it?
Well, that's usually how it starts, right?
Maybe it does. Yeah, you got to start off
Seems like that.
innocently.
It's like solo
maybe.
girl,
Right.
and then
So,
lesbian, and then
I don't
then
know.
you move
That's up
on.
to the connoisseurs out there to go and find it.
Okay, now listen to me. It's called The Difficult Seconds.
Yeah, it's my second album. So we call it The Difficult Seconds just because it's the like second your sophomore
Right,
album or
right.
whatever, all that kind of stuff. Plus, I was changing labels at the time, and there was all kinds of shit in making it, and so it just seemed like the perfect title for an album that took a while.
It's funny, people. And it's one of those things that you don't pull it back out of your CD player. You know, I've got music, and sometimes I'm always rotating music and shit. I want to let you know, I put it on for my daughter today.
Well, that's fucking comedy, man.
Yeah. And then, which is...
Hold on. How does that make you feel, JJ? That he put it on for his daughter? How dirty?
How
are
old?
you dirty?
How old is
You just met my daughter. She's 15 motherfucking years old, people.
Your daughter's 15. Okay, well that's okay then.
That's what I-
But no, it's not that dirty. What are the dirty parts?
oh, it's not dirty. Okay.
I mean,
No, you know what? My comedy's. It's funny. My comedy is. It depends on how you approach it psychologically. Because I'm touring with Jim Jefferies, who's a filthy comedian.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all of my comedy gets perceived as filthy. So I kind of like it. I'm like it's like a chameleon effect, I guess. Because I don't think it's not that dirty. I talk about I guess graphic things, and I can.
Are you like the
Yeah.
Pixar of comedians?
I am definitely
you
not.
work on different levels.
I'm definitely not a family comic. I mean, I've offended a few people in my time, but I'm definitely not a filthy. I'm not an asshole.
okay, you're stuck.
But when I tour with an asshole, people think I'm an asshole. It's a nice. It's a
Yeah,
nice
you know,
effect.
asshole by-
yeah, by association.
Yeah, the Jim Jefferies effect is amazing because I got a lot of clean jokes, but the way a Jim Jefferies crowd laughs at my shit, like we're playing at big theaters and stuff, but a lot of them laugh like, oh, like they're incredibly offended by quite simple wordplay and.
Okay, is that taking over the oohs and the ahs? Don't you think like, oh no, you did? Oh, is stronger than ever? And do you like that? Is that just as good as a laugh now?
Oh well, I like uncontrollable laughter is the best.
Sure.
So, but I think some offensive comedians they like that guttural, that kind of
Like a
feeling,
jab
which,
to the
which
gut.
is cool too. And so I've got some of those jokes as well. But usually, it's like you set up punchline, and then if you got them on the punchline and they're still laughing uncontrollably, then if you can hit them with that little gut shot
Right.
then that's cool. That's the best joke. That
You know what the
can-
best thing
that you
is?
can write.
Is for a comedian, as far as I go, and it happens very rarely. The butt gusting laugh into a power applause.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, everybody likes the applause, don't they? That's
Yeah.
power applause. I like it.
Yeah, that's-
I'm a warm-up
that's charged
motherfucker.
up. That's charged up.
Like out of their seats, like jump on our shoulders.
Go JJ, go JJ. When they start chanting your name in between jokes, dude, I'm working on.
So did your daughter like my shit?
She liked your shit. She liked your shit until. What did you say? That I was like, oh, didn't you bust out some AIDS jokes or something?
Yeah, there's some pedophile jokes. And look, see, I just said I'm clean, and now we're gonna break it down and go, yeah, there's some pedophile jokes. There's also a really racist joke.
Man.
See, so there is some shit that, like, yeah.
Okay, listen,
To the
we're gonna-
naive ear, they'd go, he's just offensive.
Let's remind me to go back to your blue shit, which is your blue. I hate to even call it blue, but you said racist, and I know you're not a racist, but
It's not. Racism exists in your heart. It doesn't exist in your
Right.
in your jokes. I say this with what's going on in the NBA right now. So
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, well,
Are you a sports fan?
Only that. I'm a big sports fan. If only Sterling could just go, I was just joking.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Can't you guys take a joke?
I'm working on my latest set.
Right. I'm just testing. But the bottom line with that Sterling thing is, come on, that chick's hot. What is she, 22 or something?
Wait, you mean his girlfriend that ratted on him?
The girlfriend that turned heavy on him.
I'm gonna have some more of your
Yeah, that happened. I'll tell you what.
Dogtown duck.
I'll pour it for you.
Stuck.
Here you go.
I found it weird that the Clippers players all took their uniforms off in disgust at the center of the arena.
Yeah? What was
And
your
then a black guy had to come out and clean them up.
Awkward.
Sorry.
Hey, you guys know what a clipper is, right?
It's a ship,
It's
isn't
a
it?
ship. Yeah, absolutely. You know that there were
What?
clippers used in the.
Oh,
in the
really? Are
slave
you
trade.
going that deep? Are you going that deep?
I mean, we should have known all along. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
All right.
So but I do hope they shed a light on the fact that he was recorded in private. I mean, he's an asshole. He's a bigot and a racist. Okay, we got it.
Right.
But the NBA's been really naive to know that there was a bigot and racist in their midst.
Right.
And only when an illegal recording of a conversation gets obtained, then they are going to have action. That's kind of disgusting.
But that's why they were saying that they couldn't act on anything is because of all the cases that have gone against him before. Like everything was either thrown out or he settled it, so
Right.
that he was never actually guilty of anything.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's like-
yeah, because
he's
weasels his
But
way
he
out of
left.
everything.
He's got a lot of
Rich
lawyers
prick.
and a lot of fucking
Right.
money.
That's
yeah.
what it is, man. He left
But
a
see,
wake
this is the
where
thing
everyone.
of- because we got like things like is it Nestle or whatever that with all their human rights abuses and all these other but everybody's kind of turning their cheek now.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
And this guy now everybody's going, oh yeah, that's wrong. That's
Right. But how ironic is the what's the African American group that
NAACP.
Yeah, them.
They were about to give him an award.
second
For the
a
second time.
award, yeah.
second lifetime achievement
How
award.
stupid do they look? I mean, no. I didn't say
Well-
that. I mean, well, they must have been bummed out.
Well, because these are just is it philanthropy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just a philanthropist that flings millions of dollars towards. So,
Right.
so I don't think anybody looks stupid because nobody has to know the old fart. Anybody, nobody knows the rantings of any. Like my grandfather was racist. I'm very sure, and
It's mentioned.
but only my family knew.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he didn't take it outside of the house. But if it was, like back in the 80s or whatever,
Right.
It does set a really strange precedent because now are we going to be like, so if you say something off color to a coworker or something and they record
It's going
you,
to tighten
Yeah.
shit
can
up.
you
Well,
now get
there's-
fired from your job for it? You know,
There's
it's like,
already elements of that happening in isolated incidents here and there. Like there's white guilt, and then there's variations of
Right,
it.
right.
And I've seen some ridiculous things. There was a moment that I'm still am baffled at because it was like 10 white guys, but it was after a gig. And I was just hanging out with these guys, and we're drinking and around a poker table, and then somebody said something, and then they all got offended on behalf of what they felt was an off-color joke, And I understood the joke that the guy was trying to say, and I'm not
Right.
sure if I set the tone that he thought maybe. 'Cause
Maybe.
it was a rap reference, you know. And if he says the N word, if he says nigga, or and then all of a sudden everybody at the table got all awkward and like, oh, this isn't on.
I
You
can't laugh
just
at
say
that joke. Yeah.
And then they're off lecturing each other about what's right and what's wrong, and I think I left shortly after that. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
This party's over when we get overly policing.
If this continues, do you fear that you are going to be kicked out of comedy and fined $2.5 million?
No, I don't care. Anybody can. It's like I said before. Racism is in your heart,
Right.
and I don't think it's in my joke. So if people want to get pissed off, go ahead and
Right.
come and get pissed off at me. But I'm not gonna play that game.
But you know who is the fighter of anti-racism in her comedy is the woman that I'm working for now, Joan Rivers. You know I work for Joan?
No, I didn't know you were.
Yeah. That little show, little cute show on E called Fashion
Seems
Police.
like a lovely crazy lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to let you
And
know.
she ruffles people's feathers all the time. See, she must have that same attitude. I'm assuming, though, I don't know her well, but
Right.
I'm assuming she just walks away when people go, you were so... Because
Right.
somebody tried to get mad at her for making a fat joke or something like 3 months ago. I remember. I think it was Adam Hills. That's Adam Hills, who is a comic that I respect in Britain. He's the comic who gave me my first ever spot.
Awesome.
In comedy. But he's got a show on British television called The Last Leg, because he's only got one leg. And that's right, he grabbed the mantle against a Joan Rivers joke. And I just thought, oh, Adam, what are you doing? She's a fellow comedian. And I was actually offended on her behalf because I thought, here he is, a comedian, because he's hosting a show. He called her out. It was like a segment. It was like a name and shame segment where he's like, how could she make this joke about a person with a disability? And I think, well, of course she can. It's licensed,
And she's
free reign.
80. She's rode hard, put away wet.
Yeah.
And she's, and she walks out and she talks during the commercial breaks. And she goes, I am so tired of everybody giving the power to the word. And who was that old comedian?
Right. Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce. She's like the last of the female Lenny Bruces because she stood in that audience during commercial break. She takes my microphone and just like, well, you know something? I'm so tired of being with race. And you know what she said? She goes, nigger, 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 mick, spick. We all got names. We're all from one place.
Right.
Please, fuck it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Words. Yeah. We're the one who gives words power, so we can also make them not powerful.
Right. That old saying, sticks and stones. Did you have that up in the Great White North?
Oh, definitely. My last name is Whitehead, man. What do you think? That's one of my first jokes. It's like sticks and stones may break my bones. There's nothing like pointing out to your bullies that calling me names does fuck all. But if you want to beat me up with those sticks and stones over there, that'll really do some damage.
Yeah. But Canadians are never violent until you put a hockey stick in their head.
You'd be surprised, my friend.
Really? I mean, I think
there's a whole slew of them going crazy up there in the cold.
I think we could take over your country with an email. I mean, you guys would be like, all right, as long as we have the ice.
Well, I think you take our politeness for granted, man.
Canadians have guns?
I don't know. I've seen the way you guys are in wars. Anyway.
Oh Lord, you guys know.
That's what we're drawing.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, we don't even fight wars anymore. We just send drones.
How did that whole Iraq thing work out? That's it. You'll send drones to Canada.
A lot of people made a lot of money. That's how that war turned out.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, were you like a really good student? Because your comedy's smart. And you use multi-syllable words sometimes. I'm like, fuck, did he just say like a 5-syllable, 7-syllable word?
No, I was a B student.
Yeah.
I was a B student, but I was good at some things, and I didn't dislike school, which is weird because I think most comedians do. Like a lot of my best friends who are comedians and who've been my best friends for the last 10 years, like a lot of them dropped out, and they're really smart as well. A lot smarter than me, but a lot of them dropped out of school or are self-taught and stuff because they couldn't stand it. So yeah, I didn't mind school. I thought it was okay, So
Did you go on after high school?
I wasn't. Yeah, I went to university. I got a health degree. I got a recreation.
Nice.
Recreation kinesiology degree. So because I was into sports and stuff, I played basketball and.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got all that shit, and then I entered the workforce, and I hated it, and then I fucked off and became a comedian.
All right, you're doing Canada. You're running around Canada doing comedy.
No. I started in Britain. I graduated with a kinesiology recreation degree. I went and worked for Marriott Hotels in South Carolina. So I lived on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous. I ran their golf tournaments and their dolphin tours and like their tennis shit and their aqua aerobics. I ran all that shit. That was my job, which some people would think would be cool, but it got so redundant and really boring, and I really didn't enjoy it. And also, I think, I was so young, I just didn't. It was wearing the tie. I remember there was times when I was out doing the dolphin tours and there's other hippie dudes, with the long hair and stuff, and I've got to have short hair and I got to have the tie, and I work for Marriott and I'm in a fucking canoe. And,
Soul crusher.
Yeah. And I did not enjoy it, and I don't think I was ready. So I remember I just told my parents, I said, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go to my father's military. I said, what's your favorite city in Europe? And my father said his favorite city in Europe was Edinburgh.
Yep.
Or Edinburgh, as I hear Americans pronounce it.
Yep.
And I went, fine, and I fucked off. I said, okay, I'm quitting my job. I'm sorry. I'll do my master's or something in a couple years, but I'm getting out of here, and I'm just going to go do something else for a little while.
Right.
So I went to Edinburgh, and then I started doing comedy at Edinburgh, and then I won a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. You were winning awards and shit.
I was winning awards and shit. I was all over the TV, man.
Nice.
Okay, how do you? Okay, you're sitting there tying a tie and telling tourists that that's a dolphin, and look over there, we got a golf tournament.
Yeah, we had a stupid fucking dolphin. His name was Chopper. His name is Chopper, right? And he's like this young guy. His mother's name was Solo, and she was the fastest. They had like 21 dolphins that swim around Hilton Head Island. And his mother was fastest, and her and the father was dead because he ran into the propellers of a boat.
That you were not on.
He was so fast. No, like he was dead before I got there. So I have to deal with this. So this mother's fast, and so this Chopper kid is a legend because he's got chunks out of his skin and his fin because he, like his dad, keeps swimming ahead of the pack and swimming into the rudders of a boat. So he's thick as fuck. And that's what I really remember, getting sick of it, because he'd swim up to the boat. He'd be the first one over at the boat, and we'd have fish or whatever, and we'd feed him, and all the tourists would go, oh, he's so clever. He's so smart. And I just remember going, this is the stupidest motherfucker. What am I doing in this boat, man? And
all right. Then we're going to ask you your very next move after that, but we're going to ask you in just a second. We are going to just drop out for a second and let you know that, bam, we're drinking Venice Duck. Please look it up. It's slowly taking over the planet. Well, at least Los Angeles. We got JJ Whitehead. He's going to talk more shit about dolphins getting shoot up in propellers. And the Wizard of the Knobs coming back with some more of his fucking wisdom. We are 1 degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. Stand by. We're back in about 20 seconds. You guys have got to check out our brand new sponsor, Venice Duck Brewery. You want to get your quack on? Taste some of this.
Hi, Winston Giles here in Los Angeles, California from 1 Degree of Chunky B, and our artist of the week this week is Fascinator. Australian Johnny, now out of New York, and the song's called Mr. Caterpillar.
Hey, I'm JJ Whitehead, and you're tuned in to 1 Degree of Chunky B.
Back in the garage of love. And you know what's so funny?
I like how you call it the Garage of Love.
Not bad, right?
Yeah. There's because there's another podcast that they call their thing the Rape Cottage. So they've gone exact opposite. So it's a pleasure to be here in the Garage of Love.
And you're probably tired of being raped. All right back over to the Wizard of the Knobs, Travis Spencer.
Shalom.
And you guys know that we got JJ Whitehead. And if you have not experienced, first of all, the difficult seconds, just tune in. Seriously, I'm not kissing his ass. I listen to it on a regular basis. Dude, we were talking about dolphins.
Funny shit.
We're talking about dolphins, and you're in Hilton Head.
Yeah,
Did you feel
Hilton
like
Head Island.
No, did you feel like you're being held hostage? Get me off the fucking island? Did you feel like Gilligan?
No, you know what? I just felt it was anticlimactic. It was
Elaborate.
kind of my dream to have a job down in the southern states.
Yep.
be in the southern states, and I just didn't enjoy it that much. You know, you know what? I'm a guy who was destined to not have a boss, and that's why stand-up comedy was perfect for me because I don't have to listen to anybody.
Listen to that. I just got goosebumps.
So,
I just got motherfucking goosebumps.
and now I'm in
Shin
the
bumps?
southern states. I could have been here 15 years ago, but now
California is not technically a southern state.
Right. Okay. I mean,
you.
where the weather's nice.
Yeah,
and,
there you go, there you
can-
go.
Yeah, England's not like that at all, man.
But I don't understand why you would launch your career in the UK.
Oh, it just happened that way. If I'm from, you know what? There is a comedy club on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, and I don't remember what it's called. I want to guess it's like Coconuts or something. I did go to that. I went to that comedy club while I was working in South Carolina.
Right.
And then that was my last little taste of it. And then not until I moved to Scotland, on my second night in Scotland, a friend took me to a comedy club, and that's when the host of the comedy night said, "Do you think you can do this? Come and have a tryout." And I went, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm on holiday. I can give this a shot." I went and gave it a shot, and then I turned pro about a year and a half later.
Was that because you were had the experience of being in front of people in Hilton Head with your tie and your fucking cruises?
No, I think it's because I loved comedy, and I think I always wanted to do it. So
Were
it
you a
was
jokester?
always bubbling. No, I wasn't a class
In high
clown
school,
or
you weren't a
anything.
class clown?
Definitely not. I'm quite quiet. I was quite quiet and reserved, and you know, if anything, I might have had this expression within me, but yeah, it didn't come out until I got a chance to get on stage.
Before we go any further, what the hell happened to that family of that pod of Dolphins?
I'm sure they're still there. I bet you Chopper's dead, but I reckon the rest of them are doing all right. You know?
All right.
I don't know. I'd be curious. You could probably Google it. Whatever the body of dolphins that hang out at Hilton Head Island. So it was 21 or 22 when I lived there. So I'd be interested to know if it's gotten bigger or if they're struggling.
What about the intimidation factor of you going to Scotland and your second night you're up there, the manager says boom. Did you know the kind of the framing of stand-up? Did you know the bells and whistles, how you set up a joke?
I grew up on it, and I watched comedians constantly. That's all. Me and my kid brother, we used to watch stand-up comedy all the time. We loved stand-up comedy, talk about stand-up comedy. So I had an idea, but when it all boils down to it, you just got to get up there and try to make the audience laugh. So I got that, and set up punchline.
Did you shit yourself?
No, I loved it. I didn't shit myself until my 8th gig. And so I started off quite hot, but my 8th gig, there was a whole bunch of firemen in. And I remember, and they heckled me, and they just destroyed me. And I remember, I just fell to shit. I remember being in the back room, and all the comedians laughing at me, like just making, "Oh, we thought you were good at this," and all this kind of shit. And so that was gig number 8.
Right, but you are now great with audiences.
I'm on
actually
about
provoke.
gig 2000 or something now.
Right.
So it's gotten all right now.
Can I tell you a quick little gig about me?
Yeah, sure.
I get flown up to outside of San Francisco, Tom's Steak and Comedy thing.
Yeah, typical comedy room here in California.
I'm opening up for Sinbad.
Right.
I get to the place, all is good. Now keep in mind, I'm a warm-up guy. I can hold anybody from 20 people to 2,000 doing warm-up. If I fuck up a joke, I hand out a T-shirt. You can't do that on stage, right?
No, you don't.
If I fuck up a joke, hey dude, shut up. Here's
There's
a Snickers.
no multiple choice exit strategies for fucking up a joke.
Right. So I get on, as I'm walking through the crowd, it's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, from the Craig Ferguson show, give it up for Chunky B." And I forgot about the lights going out and the spotlight goes on you. And I can't see anybody. And all I work on is eye contact.
Right.
When I'm doing comedy.
But they're out there.
They're out there. And guess what? Kids, families. I had nothing for children. And I did about 3 minutes and said, "You guys, Sinbad's a funny family guy. Yeah. Get up here."
And that was it, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. And
he must have been shocked.
The dude said to me, "You're never coming back, and you're going to have your last supper." And he said, "Order anything off the menu because you're not coming back."
You still got that though? That's pretty good.
I had a big old steak dinner, man.
That's not bad.
But the waitresses, I sat at the bar, and all the waitresses, there was kids in the audience. There's kids. Because I said, oh, my God, on the microphone, on stage, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know I did not know there were kids here. I say, fuck them. I did say that, and I got a couple moans and groans. I'm going to get out of there. All right, that was my stand-up.
3 minutes.
Yep.
That's good.
All right, listen to me. You're funny. You've got a way about chicks. When I saw you at the Scarlet Lady, when
I got a way about chicks.
Yeah, you got a way about chicks. And I want to let you know, my wife, started like, oh God, who's this guy on stage? Who's this guy on stage? And we were in a tough room, right? It's the Scarlet Lady in Culver City, which
they only turned half the TVs
on. And that was me.
It was a level of.
You're pretty lucky.
We're not going to turn them all off.
You're lucky you got at least half of them off.
Yeah, we can't commit.
And you're still going to occasionally hear the pool balls crack on the back table.
That will never happen again because you busted that
Dude,
out.
that's happening. Like, I was so ready for that room, though, because like the early days, you know what? It's the same all the way around the world. In England, starting out, I remember me and another guy, we showed up at a bar one night, and we asked them to turn on the TVs off and to turn the gambling machines off.
Right.
And I remember the bar owner going, ooh, you guys must think you're really good. And we're like, no, it's got nothing to do with it.
Right.
But whether or not we're good or we're shit, it does hang on how many distractions are in the room.
Yes, no doubt. And I want to let you know I'm slowly taking that over because the buzz around, the younger kids. I mean, you're polished. And did you see I was bringing in some people that were trying new shit out and
I thought they
not
were
so experienced.
Yeah.
But within the next gig, which is probably going to be in the middle of June, that shit's going to be all tight for a comedy club. I just have to. I had to kind of blaze the path of because people are still coming in going like, well, we're here to see karaoke. Like,
you're trying to build a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: your professional opinion. Once we grab a hold of the Scarlet Lady, does it decrease the income of people with a $5 cover charge?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that right away.
Yeah, I'm not. But when you bust out of that, when you're filling the house on a regular basis and then slip it into like one, guess what? Is it 5?
Yeah, it's always a tough call because especially in that environment where it is the bar. I mean, it's a call that you got to make once you have 100% of the room. Once you have everybody in that bar is coming for the comedy show.
Right.
And even then, I would almost maybe start out with an optional cover charge at the end of the night.
Like a donation?
At the end of the
I'll leave
gentlemen,
something.
ladies and gentlemen, you've seen so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. If you go to see them in town at a club, it'll cost you $15. But I'm going to put a bucket up here. We're just starting this as an idea. If you'd like to give some money towards the show.
Right, all right.
I mean, it's the whole transition's
check this out.
Thing to make,
it's free to get in, $5 to leave.
Chunky, those are Canadian economics, so I don't know if we can trust them. Though.
Right.
Well, you know what? To go to the Edinburgh Festival, so where I started my career, the Edinburgh Festival's got a free fringe, and it's like busking without busking with security, I guess, because the free fringe exists in Edinburgh, and it's, I talk about the pay structure and stuff because I perform in a lot of the theaters in Edinburgh. So those ones you have to pay in advance and buy all your tickets and everything. And then you have to recoup the money. But the free festival is getting really popular now, which means all you got to do if you as an artist want to play the free festival, you're paying for your accommodation and maybe an advert in the brochure. But you perform to your audience, and then you say, and it's packed out because everybody's in there for free. But then you just got to go look, and you can make a donation at the door on the way out. And those shows are getting really popular in the last couple of years.
No, and honestly, I think that's a really cool idea. And even like putting like donate buttons on your website and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like and so putting out free content.
So that's definitely the first step. Like because you slap a $5 charge or whatever cover charge on it, that alienates.
Good advice.
Too many people right away, and you're taking 5 steps backwards.
I want to slide into some more of JJ's personality. Of course, I'm getting shit from Wikipedia, but this notion of change, is that something that who tagged that to you? You know anything about that?
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
I think I read a
Change.
a critique on you. Like a critic guy did a story on you, and maybe
And it's what he said I had changed, or
he said your comedy stylings are about a notion of change. Is that nothing to do with you? Because I'm gonna guess something.
I don't know what he means, but I think my comedy style is a nice hybrid because I learned comedy in Britain, but I come from North America, and I come from Saturday Night Live, and I come from North American comedians who I've never had the pleasure of meeting. But I grew up on American comedy, and then I went and learned the trade in Britain. So I kind of do long-form British-style comedy with an American
Twist.
sensibility, if that's...
Oh.
And that's what's going to happen. I'm going to change comedy.
Bam. And the reason why I thought the guy may have been talking about on the surface, because, dude, you've got a lot of different looks.
Oh, yeah, I've had tons
You
of
look
looks.
like a really good geek. When you shave and cut your hair, you're a super freaking geek. And put the glasses on.
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah, that was 2011. 2010, 2011. Yeah, short hair. Yeah. Yeah, man.
And is that something that you do on purpose, or you
And
just
I had
let it?
dreadlocks until I was 30.
Is that true?
Yeah, I had big blue dreadlocks. Yeah. Well, they were all kinds of different colors, but for my TV special, I had blue dreadlocks.
Elaborate on a TV special.
Well, I did a TV special. It's just a normal TV special in Britain, just a half-hour special, and I had big dreadlocks on it. But it's all right. I was a kid.
No,
and nobody's
I'm
my
impressed.
boss. And that was me being a Faith No More fan, to be honest. Growing up as a Faith No More fan, I couldn't wait to have the dreadlocks.
But it takes a while to do dreadlocks.
I had long hair.
Extensions, I knew it.
No, it wasn't extensions. They dread it up for you. You go in. I went in as a 22-year-old or whatever, and just dread me up. Yeah, and they knot up your hair and they fuck it up.
Oh,
And
I thought you were
they-
talking natural.
They dread it all up.
Well, it was your hair. I guess it was natural.
Well, sometimes it dreads naturally anyway. Still now that I got the long hair again.
Yeah, now that you're living out of your car.
Yeah. Like a classy Californian.
Yeah. What's coming down the pike, brother? What's coming down?
You mean gig wise? Well,
Yeah.
I'm on this tour with Jim, and we're recording a DVD in Boston in like 2 weeks, so that'll be good. It's his DVD. Of
What's
course.
the name of the
It's not-
tour?
Shit, I can't remember, man.
Dude, you're supposed to be plugging your shit.
But it's Jim Jefferies. I don't know.
So Google
Sensible
Jim
Man
Jefferies
tour.
or JJ Whitehead and you'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's the
How'd-
It's the current Jim Jeffries tour.
How did you get involved with Jim Jefferies? He's a funny motherfucker.
Jim was my roommate for years.
Oh,
So
nice.
we both started comedy together
Okay.
in Britain. So we lived together in Manchester and London.
Are you a good
for
roommate?
years. I'm better than Jim. There's no fucking doubt there. He's a sloppy motherfucker.
Really? Are you a neat freak?
He's the messiest dude ever. Okay, it was me and two Aussies, and I remember we moved house once. So it's me and Jim Jefferies, Steve Hughes, who is another amazing comedian who doesn't work in America. He works a lot in Australia now, and he's in New Zealand currently, and of course based out of Britain. He's an ex-heavy metal drummer. So it was me and Jim and Steve, both of them awesome comedians. Jim's the first one to come to America, but I remember we were moving house once, and Jim was on the road, I guess, and then me and Steve, we packed up the whole house, and then we took a look in Jim's room, and he said, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. I've packed all my shit." And we looked in, and it was a fucking disaster. There's just change everywhere. It was just piss stains on stuff. I didn't... was afraid to touch things, and I remember that me and Steve went in with a broom, and we just kind of took a box and we swept everything up and just plunked it in a box in his room. And he got back from the road, and we probably had about 5 hours to get out of the house, and we went, "Dude, all your stuff is swept into that massive box in the middle." And he just sat cross-legged at the box, picking through it one thing at a time, just taking forever and moaning. "Why'd you guys do this? I was all organized."
Yeah, right.
Like, it wasn't fucking organized.
That's gross. I couldn't imagine like picking through dust and like fucking shit.
He's
or whatever on the floor.
I used
his
to
own
marvel
fault.
at how messy he was.
Yeah.
He could open a pizza, and before the pizza was in the oven, there would be 5 different piles of trash. You know what I mean? It's like so the rib of the pizza box would go in the corner, And then he'd wander into the kitchen. Or
Got a guy like that.
He'd wander into the living room, and that's when the pizza would come out of the pizza box. So the pizza box would wind up on the couch. And then he'd start opening the bag that's around the pizza, and he'd wander back into the kitchen, and that bag would end up on the floor by the fridge, whatever. Then he'd pull the plastic off the bottom of the pizza. That would go in the sink. And then the pizza's in the oven. And you're
Does
just
he
going,
smoke a lot of
Jim.
weed?
No, none. He doesn't smoke at all.
That sounds like me when I'm high. I do that shit all the
He
time.
doesn't
I sleep
smoke at all.
kinds of
In
shit.
fact, it used to be me and Steve. We'd smoke the weed and just watch him.
Yeah.
It used to entertain us to no end, man.
Right,
Just
right.
fucking hand him an orange and watch how much fucking mess the guy can make.
Do you know who's like that?
Who's that?
Winston.
Yeah, I can see that.
Winston's like that. He's a guest on us, and he's actually a music sponsor on this show. And Winston is, the tornado. So I can relate. I know what you're saying. Here's another question. I know it's a comic, bullshit question. Besides giving tours with Dolphins and shit, what would you be right now if you weren't telling jokes?
Sometimes I think about that, but I don't know. I would like to hope I would have gotten into radio or something.
Yeah.
Definitely would have. In college, I did college radio. I did the top 40 countdown, all that kind of stuff. So I would like to think it would be something in the realm of this.
If you had to fuck a hot celebrity chick, who would it be?
The list is so fucking long. Who's the chick with the big cheekbones from House? Olivia Wilde, that one.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say I don't watch House, but yeah,
She's-
that sounds right.
I don't watch House either. But I had a roommate.
But you
who
wanna play
did,
House.
and every now and then I'd stop by and go, "Who's that chick?" All right.
Yeah. All right.
So,
all right. Let's say.
What other questions you got?
If you had to.
Joey Lauren Adams was my favorite growing up though. Chasing Amy and
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Those gay shows?
Kevin Smith's old muse. No, not gay shows.
Yeah, come on, Chasing. Was it Chasing? No.
That's Kevin Smith, man. Clerks.
Yeah, right. Okay, you, oh God, this is going to be awkward. All right, and I don't want to make this a gay theme, okay?
I like Parker Posey too.
Because the wizard.
I don't understand how we're heading anywhere towards a gay theme when all
All right,
I'm doing is
if you had to
listing
fuck a guy
objects.
celebrity.
Still love Parker Posey.
Who's your man crush?
Who doesn't love Brad Pitt? I mean, it's the simple go-to fucking guarantee.
Okay, you ready for this?
He's
Brad
awesome.
Pitt story. I'm up in Mammoth this winter. Jesus Christ.
You call Brad Pitt Mammoth?
Come here, little Mammoth.
Not him, but his member.
I'm getting up in Mammoth now.
Okay, so I'm at the outside bar and standing next to a dude at the bar. And he's like, well, does this guy come around here? I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. I've been here enough that I know his rotation and how he serves beers. And he's coming our way. And I look at this guy in sunglasses, and he's looking at the bartender. I'm like, that's fucking Brad Pitt's profile. This guy looks just like Brad Pitt. Then the dude, the Brad Pitt guy, talks to me. And I'm like, this motherfucker sounds just like Brad Pitt. But I'm not, I know. So I'm not saying anything, right? I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do give a fuck, because if it was Brad Pitt, I would have been his best friend. He orders a drink, boom, a shot. He's by himself. He goes over that way. We're all sitting there talking. And then an hour later, my daughter, who's 15, goes, did you hear that Brad Pitt was skiing on the mountain? I'm like, oh, fuck. But, if it's Brad Pitt and there's no cameras around and we're sitting at a bar, I would have started up a conversation. Yeah. All right? But my man crush.
I'm impressed that you knew him from his profile. I got somebody from his profile recently. I was flying to San Francisco, and I saw the profile, and I was really impressed with myself because I saw him kind of from behind on the side. I had no way of knowing if it was him, but I just thought, this is going to be him. And it was John Lovitz. And I fucking nailed it. I went to catch up going, is it John Lovitz? It fucking was. I was
now,
like,
do you
can't
care?
believe I could tell from his profile. No, I was more proud of myself.
Nailing it.
I was more proud of whatever it exists in my periphery and in my visual capabilities to go, that's John Lovitz over there. I've never seen him in my life, but I just somehow knew.
But why didn't you just, say hello? I mean, because he's got that place up at Universal.
We shared a casual hello, but the guy walks around the airport like he's freaked out by everybody anyway. Like he
really dodging conversation?
Yeah, he kind of walks around awkwardly. Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy.
John Goodman. I saw him in Los Angeles. No, actually, it was in New Orleans airport. And he did everything possible not to engage in anybody's eyesight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who freaks you out? Who would you be starstruck?
You know what? I really don't know. I generally don't give a shit about that stuff. So
Okay,
I
okay,
can't
let's change
think
the
of
question.
anybody who would.
Okay, then change the question. Who would you like to get stoned and drink beer with, dead or alive?
Matthew McConaughey.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I know,
Like
the
a
guy
true
fucking-
detective. I'd just like to crush those beers with him and watch him fucking put together the little paper can.
And what's his little thing? Hey, yeah, you're right. What's he say? What's his,
All right.
all right.
Yeah.
Why?
Why
Okay,
not?
I got you. What about you, Travis? Who do you want to fucking party with?
Dead or alive, anybody?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You want to think about it?
Give me just a second.
Because I tell you what, the first thing comes to my mind, and you guys don't believe this, but I used to
Who's
be
yours?
a little. Jerry Garcia.
Oh, yeah? But weren't you a Deadhead for a little while?
Yeah, I saw 140 shows.
140.
I saw 140 Grateful Dead shows before Jerry died.
Well, you technically partied with him then.
No, check this out. You want to hear the big vagina move? I was up in Eugene, Oregon, and stayed in a hotel, and it turns out the Dead were staying there too because they were playing. That's who I was seeing. And Jerry was walking into an elevator. I went right behind him, got in the elevator. And everybody gets in the elevator and turns and looks at the numbers,
Yeah.
what floor. I didn't turn.
You turned and stared him down.
I just came in, and we were belly to belly. And JJ?
and he
Sexy.
died the next day.
Yeah. I couldn't come up with a conversation.
You had nothing
Come
to
up-
say. You listen to you in 140 shows. You never.
Yeah.
And you know something?
Yeah.
And he walks out of the fucking elevator and he slides by my belly button. I swear to God, I think he had an Audi because it rubbed up against mine. And I said, "Have a good show."
Yeah, don't meet your heroes, man. Don't meet your heroes.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
always
that's a good-
disappointing
that's a good-
on any
yeah, for
level,
sure.
man. It's you know what?
For
Even
sure.
a microcosm of that is like with chicks. Like there was a chick that I had a friend, and her sister was coming to town, and for the longest time, she's like, "You love my sister. She's great." And I'd say my friend's name is Josie, right? And this girl's name is Sam. And I walked up to the sister, and I went, "Ooh, you must be Josie, Sam's sister." And so I fucked up. I got their names
Good move.
backwards. So right away on my opener, and then she was like, "All right." that was-
Aren't you the comedian? You're supposed to be funny and
Yeah.
smart.
and know how to talk. And then I just went back to Josie, going, "Well, I'm never gonna go out with your sister." All right,
Oh,
let's
I need another beer. Fuck.
yeah, I'll see you later.
So
So,
what-
yeah, it never works out, man. Don't meet the chicks you want to date, and don't meet your heroes.
Right, pretend they don't exist.
Just go through life, have all your shit in the trunk of your car, and drive from podcast to podcast. That's
Words of wisdom, JJ Whitehead. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. You could be raped one podcast and then graduate love the next. What do you want to? What do you want to do when you grow up 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
I want to be here. So
In the
I
garage.
don't, that's a fucking weird. No, yeah.
You're converted to.
You just got a serious answer out of me there too. That was like catching me out in the garage. I went, no. How can you not understand what I'm saying?
I thought we were going deep.
I think this couch would be a big upgrade from the backseat of my car.
Can I
so-
come if
Dude, are you kidding me? I'll get you a blanket, a sheet.
if all shit hits the
Dude,
fan?
wait a second.
If I don't make it, I got my O1 visa. It's good until 2016.
Now, how'd you get that?
But,
really?
Yeah, because I'm an artist of extraordinary. No, I'm an alien. I'm an alien of extraordinary ability.
Yeah,
Nice.
I believe it. So 5 years from now, give me a visual.
Well, I hope that I can be where I am in Britain, but here. I'm trying to. It's weird. This is weird. What I'm trying to do is weird. There's no artists that are trying to do this. There's no comedians that are doing this. Any comedian that comes over from Britain, they're just dipping in. I'm trying to cash in all my chips, and I want to be an American comedian. So hopefully in 5 years, I will be extremely comfortable here, like with the audiences and with my life. I don't mean like comfort as in rich or anything. I just mean I just want to be a working, gigging, American-based comic.
What about America makes you want to stay here as opposed to going back to Canada and doing comedy?
The list is in Canada,
England.
comedy's not as exciting. In England's far away, and it rains all the time. I
So-
think there's a better standard of living here. There's
Okay.
a much better standard of living here. I think there's a better standard of comedy in Britain. But I don't mean that in a mean way. But I think stand-up comedy's a bit stronger. Live audiences are packing the houses in Britain still. But I think over here, it's got the sunshine. And it's got, and the people are great, and it's where I'm from. Right. So I grew up on American culture, and I probably should have came here 8 or 9 years ago, and I didn't.
Gotcha.
Okay, but you remember that old Steinfeld commercial where he went over and did stand up, and then he ran out and around the England or somewhere, London, and came back, and he was a better stand up because he learned the customs.
Comedian, or are you talking about
Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah. The show, the
movie?
show comedian.
Dude,
Documentary?
No, it wasn't.
No, it was
No,
on a
that's not
TV
that.
fucking. It was an American
commercial.
Express commercial.
I don't know. Yeah.
Really, you guys? You see, that's what your problems are.
We're talking about documentaries or something worthwhile, not a
no.
fucking
Did I say
commercial.
documentary?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I
you-
meant
no.
commercial.
You said.
Okay, we're having an
I
awkward
thought you were
moment.
talking about a Seinfeld show. First of all,
No. He has this
Sitcom.
commercial. And he's doing stand up and it fucks up. Then he runs around town and gets all this stuff. Do you find yourself Americanizing yourself to.
I'm sure it's happening slowly.
Right.
You know, I'm sure there's a lot of British mannerisms in me still, but
No doubt.
yeah, I'm slowly getting more and more into American culture. Even my jokes are becoming, more American. I think I've got a good body of universal jokes because I work all around the world. I've worked in that. So whatever I've been writing for the last 15 years, it has to work in Sweden just as easily as it has to work in New Zealand. So that's where my comedies come from. But now that I'm here and I've got places in America, like we're in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and New York and Boston this month and then back to New York again, I'm writing American jokes now and I'm writing American material. So it changes in that sense.
Did you think about trying out for Last Comic Standing?
I think I believe I might have applied, but I
Yeah.
think my manager applied, but I wasn't accepted because
The fuck?
I'm an unknown entity. So
All right.
alien entity.
yeah,
Actually.
but if they're listening, I'll come and fucking beat them all.
I know that. I know that.
But,
And that's the truth, man. When you're on stage and you get comfortable, I remember, it was just it was like last month, when you're on that, on the Scarlet Lady stage, I just saw you drop into a level of comfortability where you just like, okay, hey, Chunky, I'm going to be up here for a little bit. Can I have a beer? And then the place, because people were chatting, it's a bar, and all of a sudden it got silent and you owned the fucking joint.
right on, man.
And all my friends were like, oh my God, who's this guy, JJ? And then let me flip back. When it was almost doing like a open mic night at Flappers, you got up there. Did they bring you in just to...
Yeah, that was a night that it was like 10 comics, but 3 were professional and 7 were new. Right?
opened
So,
for you, dude.
I was one of the professionals.
Yeah, I opened. I was the first one.
You were the first guy.
Yeah.
I think I was like 7th or 8th.
And I
or something.
sucked. But they asked
But
me
you're
back.
fine. It was the start of the night, though, man.
Yeah. And all right, listen, we're gonna round third head for home. But JJ Whitehead, I want to let you know I am gonna do everything I possibly can to brag about you and get it out there.
I love how you've used your hands. Well, I don't know if that shows
Right.
up on the camera,
But I think
Quote
you
unquote
should
brag about you.
Yeah. I think you should. I think you should try to get on Craig Ferguson's show.
Oh, I'd love to. I don't have a clue who the guy is that books it, but
I do. And I'm very good standings.
But yeah, I've been trying to hit everybody up. I'm only been in town for 2 months, but
Yeah.
I'd love them to see me. They need to see me. That's the thing. Getting the industry to come out to comedy these days is very different than 10 years ago.
Right. Okay,
'Cause I used to do a lot of TV 10 years ago because they'd see me at the clubs and stuff. But now it's very much become a networking game and meetings between an agent and a booker. So
Right. Check this out.
I'm working on it though, man.
Here's how much I like you. I will get in touch with Bart from the Craig Ferguson show, Late Late Show, and I will do whatever I can because I truly believe Americans need to see you more.
Well, please do, brother. I do think he knows who I am, actually.
Oh, all
That's
right.
Bart. What's his last name?
The big, tall, good-looking,
But yeah,
dark-haired.
I personally haven't met him, but I do think he's aware of who I am.
All right.
So. And the thing is, Craig Ferguson. It's funny that he does actually. My manager's dropped him a line because Craig Ferguson is from Glasgow, and my first ever paid gig. So I told you about Adam Hills, who gave me my first gig at the Edinburgh Festival. There's a comedian called Fred McCauley, who is Craig Ferguson's old partner in crime, and Fred McCauley gave me my first ever paid gig at a little club called Blackfriars in Glasgow, which Craig Ferguson will know very well, because it would be where Craig Ferguson started out as well. So that was always going to be I'd love to meet Craig Ferguson and go, hey, man, I know I'm a North American, but my career started in the same clubs as Craig Ferguson.
Ferguson loves Canadians. I think in Montreal he got caught in a snowstorm and shaved his whole body.
Then that means love?
That means you're so
Clearly.
Where you jump from with that one?
Well, I'm saying if you meet him, bring him back. All right, listen, I hate to do this because, oh, man, we're way past. JJ, I need a favor. Will you talk about the 1 degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love?
Definitely. How do you want me to talk about it? You mean tweet stuff? Yeah,
tweet.
no problem.
Tweet like the wind.
Of course. Straight out after we get this done, yeah.
Yep. Check this out, people. See this? You're cheating yourself. If you don't buy this, go join your friends in Al-Qaeda. You're fucking not a Northern American, okay?
If you go on iTunes, you can listen to excerpts of it for free anyway. And if you do, you'll like it. So, because it's funny, the sound, people are sometimes worried about an album and the sound quality and stuff. I recorded it at the London Comedy Store, 12 mics. It sounds great.
Yes, it does.
And it's fucking funny. So,
okay, we always close the show here in the Garage of Love with the wizard asking maybe if you believe in aliens, ghosts.
I've got a very important question.
Oh, I knew it was coming. And we didn't even talk about this. Go
Burning.
ahead, wizard.
First of all, one meal, one conversation with anybody, dead or alive, is Hunter S. Thompson. Want to hang out with that dude.
Yeah.
Before he blew up his fucking head.
Yeah.
But question for you. English Premier League team. Who's your team?
Well, you know what? If you're going to have a professional sports team, I think a lot of times it should be the first team you see.
Okay.
And Jim Jefferies, who I've been touring with, he's a big Premier League fan, and he's a fan of Fulham. And he took me to see Fulham, so I've been to the Cottage. Is it called? It's called the Cottage, isn't it? Yeah. And I've been to see them like 3 times.
Clint Dempsey on the team then?
Living in London.
Was Clint Dempsey on the team?
I don't remember any of the players'
Oh,
names.
man. He's an American. God damn it.
He is the wizard of fucking everything.
That was good. You know what? I tried to. So being a Fulham fan now, adopted into Fulham. I live down the road from the Arsenal grounds and stuff. But
you were actually in London.
And I've seen some amazing games. I saw the Hearts and Hibs play at Gorgie Road in Edinburgh, and it ended in a big fucking brawl on the ground. And it was an amazing football experience.
You're talking about a Celtic Rangers game, right?
And no, Hearts and Hibs.
What's that?
Midlothian, the Midlothian Hearts, and Hibernian.
Oh, that's too deep for me.
It's Scottish Premiership.
Okay, it
Scottish
is still Premiership. Yeah.
Yeah, they play against the Rangers and Celtic.
Gotcha.
So
but that's another big rivalry akin to Rangers and Celtic, right?
And they're like, because there's
is it a Protestant Catholic thing?
There's a religion.
Chunky's out of his fucking.
No. I'm digging it. Are you guys?
It's good. Look it up because it's the
Hearts and Hibs.
Hearts and Hibs. Sure. So that game was amazing. Because I think Hibernian hadn't beat them in 2 years, and they came back from 2-0 down, and everybody raided the field. I remember seeing security guards around the field, and all of them still trying to do their jobs, but then a couple of people just went, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm not going to get in this fight. I'm not fighting these people. That's beautiful.
And I also saw Everton hosting Swansea City. Just last year,
I was going to say, that's recent. Swansea's only been in 2 years.
And it's great because Swansea City had its own visitors area. And so I'm sitting with all the Welsh players because I was with another Welsh comic. We were working in Liverpool.
Oh, nice.
We're sitting with all the Welsh fans, and they heckle their own team, and it was great. It was so racist and so like calling each other taffies and you fucking taffy and so that was great. But I guess if I had to pick a team, it'd be Fulham.
Beautiful. That's what I was thinking, Fulham.
I asked the tough questions, Chunky.
Damn, you do. You do. Real quick before we say goodnight. Don DeBear, thank you. All the stuff that you've been giving this show is so appreciated.
Yeah, thank you for your cocaine beer coasters.
Here's a little shout out to Karen McCoy. Go Yankees. Thanks for all your support. Wizard, I swear to God, I'm about to just shut up and prepare to be mounted. That's how fucking cool you are. Whoa. JJ Whitehead in
hot stuff.
1 degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. Please do not ever stop checking in. You are awesome. We are DONE. Thank you, JJ.
Cheers.